The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. Because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, would have none of my counsel and despised all my reproof, therefore they shall eat the fruit of their way, and have their fill of their own devices. The fear of the Lord prolongs life, but the years of the wicked will be short. The hope of the righteous brings joy, but the expectation of the wicked will perish. The way of the Lord is a stronghold to the blameless, but destruction to evildoers. In the fear of the Lord one has strong confidence, and his children will have a refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, that one may turn away from the snares of death. The fear of the Lord is instruction in wisdom, and humility comes before honor. The fear of the Lord leads to life, and whoever has it rests satisfied, he will not be visited by harm. Blessed is the one who fears the Lord always, but whoever hardens his heart will fall into calamity. The fear of man lays a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is safe. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Be not wise in your own eyes, fear the Lord, and turn away from evil. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding, he stores up sound wisdom for the upright, he is a shield to those who walk in integrity, guarding the paths of justice and watching over the way of his saints. Then you will understand righteousness and justice, and equity, every good path, for wisdom will come into your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Blessed is the one who finds wisdom, and the one who gets understanding, for the gain from her is better than gain from silver and her profit better than gold. She is more precious than jewels, and nothing you desire can compare with her. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom, and whatever you get insight. Prize her highly, and she will exalt you, she will honor you if you embrace her. Keep hold of instruction, do not let go, guard her, for she is your life. Take my instruction instead of silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold, for wisdom is better than jewels, and all that you may desire cannot compare with her. For whoever finds me, wisdom, finds life and obtains favor from the Lord, but he who fails to find me injures himself, all who hate me love death. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be still wiser, teach a righteous man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is insight. No wisdom, no understanding, no counsel can avail against the Lord. Are you faced with making a decision? Be sure to visit this post and grab your free workbook on making godly decisions. If you turn at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit to you, I will make my words known to you. There are 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 that are an abomination to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that make haste to run to evil, a false witness who breathes out lies, and one who sows discord among brothers. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates reproof is stupid. Whoever despises the word brings destruction on himself, but he who reveres the commandment will be rewarded. The teaching of the wise is a fountain of life, that one may turn away from the snares of death. Whoever gives thought to the word will discover good, and blessed is he who trusts in the Lord. Whoever keeps the commandment keeps his life, he who despises his ways will die. The righteous who walks in his integrity, blessed are his children after him. Whoever spares the rod hates his son, but he who loves him is diligent to discipline him. Discipline your son, for there is hope, do not set your heart on putting him to death. Even a child makes himself known by his acts, by whether his conduct is pure and upright. Train up a child in the way he should go, even when he is old, he will not depart from it. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you strike him with a rod, he will not die. If you strike him with the rod, you will save his soul from Sheol. Discipline your son, and he will give you rest, he will give delight to your heart. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. The righteous choose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. A friend is always loyal, and a brother is born to help in time of need. One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Do not be a friend of one who has a bad temper, and never keep company with a hothead, or you will learn his ways and set a trap for yourself. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Put away from you crooked speech, and put devious talk far from you. Blessings are on the head of the righteous, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. The tongue of the righteous is choice silver, the heart of the wicked is of little worth. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of sense. From the fruit of his mouth, a man is satisfied with good, and the work of a man's hand comes back to him. There is one whose rash words are like sword thrusts, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight. Whoever guards his mouth, preserves his life, he who opens wide his lips comes to ruin. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise commends knowledge, but the mouths of fools pour out folly. A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness in it breaks the spirit. The heart of the righteous ponders how to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. Gracious words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the body. Whoever restrains his words has knowledge, and he who has a cool spirit is a man of understanding. Even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise, when he closes his lips, he is deemed intelligent. The words of a man's mouth are deep waters, the fountain of wisdom is a bubbling brook. A fool's lips walk into a fight, and his mouth invites a beating. A fool's mouth is his ruin, and his lips are a snare to his soul. The words of a whisperer are like delicious morsels, they go down into the inner parts of the body. From the fruit of a man's mouth his stomach is satisfied, he is satisfied by the yield of his lips. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest you be like him yourself. We all struggle with realizing the power of our words. Learn how to win the battle with your words and grab your free workbook on making Christ the Lord of your lips. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman without discretion. She dresses herself with strength and makes her arms strong. She opens her hand to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Charm is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. An excellent wife who can find. She is far more precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. It is better to live in a desert land than with a quarrelsome and fretful woman. He who commits adultery lacks sense, he who does it destroys himself. He will get wounds and dishonor, and his disgrace will not be wiped away. An excellent wife is the crown of her husband, but she who brings shame is like rottenness in his bones. The wisest of women builds her house, but folly with her own hands tears it down. Better is a dry morsel with quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with the humble is wisdom. Let another praise you, and not your own mouth, a stranger, and not your own lips. Do you see a man who is wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. Whoever trusts in his own mind is a fool, but he who walks in wisdom will be delivered. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice. The Lord tears down the house of the proud but maintains the widow's boundaries. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Let not steadfast love and faithfulness forsake you, bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in your power to do it. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all offenses. Whoever despises his neighbor is a sinner, but blessed is he who is generous to the poor. Whoever oppresses a poor man insults his Maker, but he who is generous to the needy honors him. Whoever belittles his neighbor lacks sense, but a man of understanding remains silent. Whoever goes about slandering reveals secrets, but he who is trustworthy in spirit keeps a thing covered. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and let not your heart be glad when he stumbles, lest the Lord see it and be displeased, and turn away his anger from him. As believers, we are Christ's love letter to the world. Do you make others want to read? Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the firstfruits of all your produce, then your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will be bursting with wine. Treasures gained by wickedness do not profit, but righteousness delivers from death. One gives freely, yet grows all the richer, another withholds what he should give, and only suffers want. Whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and one who waters will himself be watered. Whoever trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like a green leaf. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues with injustice. Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deed. The rich and the poor meet together, the Lord is the maker of them all. The reward for humility and fear of the Lord is riches and honor and life. A rich man is wise in his own eyes, but a poor man who has understanding will find him out. A greedy man stirs up strife, but the one who trusts in the Lord will be enriched. Go to the ant, O sluggard, consider her ways, and be wise. Whoever works his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless pursuits lacks sense. Work hard and become a leader, be lazy and become a slave. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues with injustice. Unequal weights are an abomination to the Lord, and false scales are not good. Good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. But the path of the righteous is like the light of dawn, which shines brighter and brighter until full day. Ponder the path of your feet, then all your ways will be sure. Do not swerve to the right or to the left, turn your foot away from evil. For a man's ways are before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders all his paths. Whoever heeds instruction is on the path to life, but he who rejects reproof leads others astray. Where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors there is safety. Whoever walks in uprightness fears the Lord, but he who is devious in his ways despises him. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death. The simple believes everything, but the prudent gives thought to his steps. When a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Without counsel plans fail, but with many advisers they succeed. The plans of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirit. The Lord has made everything for its purpose, even the wicked for the day of trouble. The heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death. Many are the plans in the mind of a man, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will stand. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart. A man of quick temper acts foolishly, and a man of evil devices is hated. Whoever is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who has a hasty temper exalts folly. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger quiets contention. Whoever is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. The beginning of strife is like letting out water, so quit before the quarrel breaks out. Good sense makes one slow to anger, and it is his glory to overlook an offense. A man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. Like a dog that returns to his vomit is a fool who repeats his folly. Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. The wise of heart will receive commandments, but a babbling fool will come to ruin. Those of crooked heart are an abomination to the Lord, but those of blameless ways are his delight. Anxiety in a man's heart weighs him down, but a good word makes him glad. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a desire fulfilled is a tree of life. The backslider in heart will be filled with the fruit of his ways, and a good man will be filled with the fruit of his ways. A tranquil heart gives life to the flesh, but envy makes the bones rot. A glad heart makes a cheerful face, but by sorrow of heart the spirit is crushed. The heart of him who has understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouths of fools feed on folly. The purpose in a man's heart is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Let not your heart envy sinners, but continue in the fear of the Lord all the day. Surely there is a future, and your hope will not be cut off. As in water face reflects face, so the heart of man reflects the man. Whoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but he who makes his ways crooked will be found out. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and whoever captures souls is wise. A truthful witness saves lives, but one who breathes out lies is deceitful. Whoever covers an offense seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates close friends. If anyone returns evil for good, evil will not depart from his house. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will not escape. Whoever pursues righteousness and kindness will find life, righteousness, and honor.